The new 16-player Linkup events are now out for Need for Speed Unbound. The only issue is you have to escape Heat 5 cops when you're done with it, or you lose all your money. In this video, I'm going to show you the best ways to escape from each of the Linkup locations. Let's go! Just a quick tip before we get into the individual events. You can escape any level of cops by just simply going to a meetup location or a safe house location, as long as you are in the escaping phase. If you see the blue bar at the bottom of your screen, you can enter those locations. If you're not escaping, you won't be able to enter. But it only takes a split second to be escaping in order to enter those things. So these locations, the safe houses and the meetup locations, are really good for losing cops very quickly. You just have to be able to break the line of sight long enough between you and the cops in order to get in there. And that's sort of the general concept I'm going to talk about in each of these escapes coming up. All right, starting with the Yams Wind Farm event. When the event ends, you're going to want to find this section of road. Then just start driving really fast on it, follow it around the building, and then down the road on the other side. There's a jump at the end of that road. You're going to take that and use NOS to get yourself to top speed once you land and hit the highway. You'll take this highway, obviously avoiding all of the cars you can, and there's a visual cue that I like to use when it's time to get off the highway, and it's this narrow bridge. Once you get to that narrow bridge, you'll go across it, and then you're gonna exit the highway off in the grass to the right. You'll see where to go once this bridge ends. You exit to the right of this wall right here. At this point, you should be heading directly at the safe house you see on the minimap. The next visual cue is this concrete wall. You will turn right through the barrier after the concrete wall to get to the back of the safe house. If the cops are on your tail, you should go around to the front of the safe house and enter from the front. If the cops are in front of you, like in this clip, you should enter from the back like I did here. And this is a trick that we're going to be using throughout this video, so just keep in mind you can enter the safe house from any angle on any side. It does not have to be on the front. What you want is the safe house between you and the cops that are chasing you. This escape works almost every time, so long as you don't have a million cops close to you when you're exiting the highway. You want to try to get as much speed as possible. It works better with an S or an S plus car, obviously, than an A plus, but I know sometimes the daily challenges are to do the Linkup event with an A plus car. It's tough to get away from them sometimes using that, but hopefully this method works for you. All right, moving on to the Marigold Golf Course. When the event is over, you're going to want to head towards this highway entrance. Take the highway for a little while until you see this checkpoint and this break in the concrete barrier to your right. Flip around the barrier and head towards the safe house. The reason you go so far down past the safe house is to have the cops chase you to the front of that safe house. This is especially important if you have a helicopter on you as well. Head directly to the front door of the safe house and then quickly drive around the back and park underneath the awning in the back. If done properly, the cops will still be out in front. The helicopter won't be able to see you under the awning, and you'll be able to escape by spamming into the garage when the escaping countdown starts. All right, moving on to the Seba Ski Resort. After the event ends, you're gonna go towards this road, but stay to the right of the barrier that's on that first left turn. Use your NOS to launch yourself off that hill. Sometimes you're gonna get unlucky like I did in this clip, and you're gonna land upside down. It will respawn you at the top, so you can try it again. Once you are down safely though, the safe house is right there on your left. You'll be using the same tactic as the first two by driving towards the front of the safe house and then going around back to break the line of sight with whoever is still chasing you. And just enter the safe house from the back. It's super easy. Moving on to dig site domes. This one is similar to the previous three, but the path you take can really help. I like to jump over this little mound of dirt sort of slowly because you will hit the pipes above if you go too fast. And once you land, you'll be making a right turn after the building. Then just look for this fence in the distance. It's the one at the end of the road. Go through it and head towards the safe house. Make sure you stay in the dirt, but don't go too left because you've got water there that you can fall into. Look at how many cops fall off of me in this clip because they don't want to take the dirt. I had 9 cops on me at the dirt mound when I took the jump, and by the time I got there, only the helicopter is the issue, and he loses me under that same awning as before. Once again, an easy Heat 5 escape. Next up is the Jefferson Quarry. This escape is almost identical to the last one, but obviously with a different path to get there. I'll go ahead and let this video play out so you can see and take note of the path that I take, but it's the same safe house as the dig site domes. Both of these link ups are in the same general area of the map, so this is the nearest easy safe house escape. Next up is the link up at the city pier. This one is just as simple as the last. You're going to be going back to the safe house that you should have come from if you fast traveled over there to get to the link up. You just head back to this highway on ramp. You're going to take the highway for a very short amount of time. When you pass through this checkpoint, you're going to be looking for the exit on the left side, on the wrong side, but on the left side of this highway. You exit down, go straight to the front of that safe house to make sure any cops that are following you get lost in the front area of it, and then just work your way around back and park underneath the awning. This gets rid of the helicopter, and hopefully the cops stay in the front of the safe house. This is one of the easier ways to do it. Now, I know that these methods do sometimes get a little bit cluttered, especially when you've got lots of people who are trying to escape cops and they constantly are driving around that safe house. It's okay. What you need to do is either wait it out for those people to leave the area because they're not getting away from their cops either, or you can drive down the highway and come back, hopefully with less units following you. All right, moving on to the Edgewater event. This last one is going to be a little bit different and honestly a little bit more fun of a tactic, in my opinion. You're basically going to be taking your train of cops to this dock area. So from the Edgewater link up, here is the path.
We're down, people! Gonna get in front and try to slow down.
Once you get there, just drive around the edge of this dock and watch the cops fall into the water. They can't help themselves, but you can give them a little nudge as well to either do damage and break them or push them into the water. But once you've destroyed all of the land cops, just park in this location to hide from the helicopter and you're golden. The reason I take them there is because the safe house escape doesn't really work with this particular location. The safe house is too open on the way there, and when you get there, it seems like the cops are able to easily follow you closely. So take them to the dock and just dump them in the water and just wait for that helicopter to go away. Also, just a quick note, when a helicopter is on you, they can't bust you, but what they can do is call in your location to more officers that are nearby. So what you want to do when there's just a helicopter is make sure you hide under something so that you're breaking the line of sight from the helicopter to yourself. This will stop them from calling in new cops and you can easily escape. Another tip about the helicopter is that it will eventually just run out of gas and have to leave. So if you're in a chase with, let's say, a few cop cars that are chasing you and a helicopter, eventually the helicopter will just leave. And when that does, that's when you should try to make your move, either destroy the cops or try to make a few quick turns to get rid of them. Either way, when the helicopter takes off, it's your opportunity. All right, if you have any questions about this, don't hesitate to send me a DM on Instagram, Twitter, or Discord. I literally read every single message that comes my way, so don't hesitate on that. Thank you so much for watching. Shout out to all the Heat 5 members of the channel. I'll catch you on the next one. Trigger out.